You need to be ready for the Warzone update. So here are 10 of the biggest changes for the Urzikstan update that you need to know. We were told last year was 2.0, but now we're waking up from the nightmare. The classic Warzone experience is back and actually improving with another new map, that being Urzikstan. Before next year, we're even getting Rebirth back with, of course, these new systems. A lot was removed from the game last year, and while most of it is already back after all of these months of updates, we're getting even more back, like big game bounties, still keeping some additions from 2.0 that brought things like strongholds and perk packages, and getting even more with new things like manual gas masks. So whether you're just coming back after skipping 2.0, that was your first experience, and you haven't bothered with Modern Warfare 3 yet, let's get started with shooting, revealing your position on a map without a suppressor. Besides decreasing the sound that you make, attracting less attention for potential third parties from further away, in a gunfight, especially a team one, suppressors will keep you off the tac map while shooting. And if you aren't already glued to that top left corner map, delivering you all this free information, it's time to learn. I think we're going to see a lot more people running suppressors to just give you a couple extra seconds before being pinpointed to get you that team wipe or even second kill. You're going to need to be extra conscious about shooting unsuppressed, especially against somebody who knows what they're doing. Another common rookie mistake is not knowing that the arrow above or below those little dots is showing you the relative height of that enemy shooting relative to your position. If that wasn't convincing enough, of course, buy stations have unlimited UAVs that you could purchase. So even if you aren't shooting and hear enemy UAV in your area, you're on someone else's map, which brings us to point 2. Ghost perk will counter UAVs and heartbeat sensors, but now it only works if you are moving. You can even tell if this effect is happening or not by looking at that tac map, and your actual player icon will become transparent when Ghost is in effect, but standing still will make it solid again, indicating that Ghost is off. And just tapping left or right won't work. You're gonna actually have to take a couple steps, which of course will make some noise, but that is the point of this nerf. It's gonna make it so you can't just be sitting in a corner all game completely hidden. Although stealth vests do counter advanced UAVs, giving you a super powerful ghost, and that may still work while not moving. We'll have to see. Although I do doubt it. If you're on the flip side and someone disappears while you have them on UAV, while it could mean they picked something up, it could also mean they were stationary long enough for you to get at least one ping on them and then they started to move, which means the ghost effect back on and is hiding them. Also note that ghost loses its effect when you shoot for a few seconds as well. So it's not just moving, but also shooting. That's even in the current game. 3. Perk packages are here to stay, and there's even more individual perks that are coming, a lot of which we don't know all the details of. The important thing, though, is those suitcases that they added last year still contain 4 perks that you can get from loadout packages. Loadout packages are still dropping in Zone 2 and Zone 5 for free, and of course can be bought unlimitedly at any of the buy stations if you have enough cash, which does scale based on the mode that you're in. Still can't believe all of this was removed in 2.0, but these packages you can pick up from the kills that you get and even hold in your bag to bring to your friends. Those bags are staying the way they are. We're not going to be getting a third slot for a weapon nor increased bag sizes and trying to juggle those. When you die too, you can just land right back on your body, get your perk package without having to go to another loadout. Actually, one of the best improvements I think they made in 2.0 that they are keeping. There's quite a few new incoming perks, smokes being dropped when you get knocked, less damage taken from the zone, and even the return of Combat Scout, marking an enemy with an outline if you land a shot, which makes it great for penetration and calling for a team. But most of the perks will be familiar to you as they are the same as the current Warzone. And those new ones being added, as you could tell, are not the same as what is in Modern Warfare 3 currently. Also, good note for the bag space here, ammo has its own slots, meaning that you can carry all of the ammo types and slurp it all up without having to worry about it taking up your other bag space. And you can still carry extra ammo on top of that, but likely you're going to want that space for plates, kill streaks, and other more valuable things. 4. A lot of new guns and equipment will be added here. Obviously, it's a whole new game's worth of guns coming in, and all of the levels are being reset back to 1, meaning you're going to have to grind through your main levels as well. That will unlock a lot of guns. Leveling up those guns will unlock attachments, but there is a trick to this system to know and just a good understanding to have. Fortunately, you don't need to chain together unlocks anymore, where you need to get this gun in order to unlock that gun, in order to unlock that gun, and then you level that gun up to get the attachment you want. Most of this is gone. But specific guns do have certain attachments that you'll want to unlock. You want that MK3 optic you see everybody using, get the MCW to level 2, and then you're going to have it for all your guns. I still like this better than leveling each gun 70 times to get all the same attachments over again. But once you hit level 25, you'll unlock the armory system. I recommend using your double XP to help get you to 25 faster so you can start working on these armory things. Essentially, this is a way to shortcut your unlock system that I think actually will be pretty good for Warzone. You choose the list and order of what you want to get and unlock it by completing challenges that you'll see in the main lobby at the top left where all of your dailies are. At the bottom of that, you can make any changes as needed. Some guns and attachments you can only unlock via this system, and aftermarket parts done via weeklies. You'll see as you go through it and get more into it. But as I even release videos or you see anything you like, put it up to the top of your list. I'll include loadouts and attachments at the end of all of mine. So if you see something you like, you can get it a little early without having to go through a whole gun. Fifth, snipers now one-shot. The cat sniper in particular is what we saw at the early gameplay event. And to clarify, because I've seen people say, oh, you can one-shot right now anyways, and you can, although they didn't have it initially, they made it so the explosive rounds will one-shot if you land that headshot. That drastically decreases the bullet velocity of the gun, though, down to like 400, 500 meters per second. Now, with the cat in particular, you could put high velocity rounds on, bringing it up to like 1,200 meters per second, over double. Almost no drop on this thing, and it can still one-shot headshot, and you can even now penetrate walls. Another drawback from using those explosive shots. For all we know, though, that might be the only sniper that can one-shot. The others, they might do what they did at the end of the initial Warzone, making it so snipers can one-shot, but only out to 50 meters if they aim down sight too fast. We'll see what they end up here. I am going to build out and test all of these. I already have some initial builds that I'll be testing as well, and we'll even share with you guys prior to the launch of the game if you want to see what I'm going to be running. But the point is with this, it is going to be extra dangerous to be peeking a sniper. Because anybody sniping right now is either using the easier sniper but cannot one-shot you, or they're using a very difficult to hit sniper that once you get past 150 meters, you can dodge those shots pretty easily. That might not be the case anymore. Now, as we get into the next 5, I want to break a bit more into the movement and gameplay elements. In particular with 6, reload cancels are back. If you start a reload, you can cancel it by hitting switch weapon twice, swapping back and forth, your classic YY that most of us are familiar with. It's no longer going to completely lock you into an animation, allowing you to continue to fight if you need to. You start that reload, maybe even an LMG, nice buff to those because they take so long to reload. At any point, double hit the button and you have your gun back out. It's only going to have what's remaining from the mag of what you were trying to reload, so if you're already out, you're screwed, but it'll give you a lot more options in your gunplay. 7, stims will boost your movement speed. Using this to run from the zone, comboing it with a dolphin dive to jump off a cliff to get even more movement to fly further or dive off that ledge allows you to cover more ground, or use it to chase down an enemy while trying to survive. This in addition, of course, to healing your base health. Combo that with sliding, re-engaging into a fight when your health is low. This is what we see a lot of the best players doing, especially in combination with 8. Slide canceling is back and easier, but it is a little different. First off, you can now shoot while sliding, although that does take you to the tack stance canted. So it's not quite as accurate, but still deadly, especially up close. Even better, while mid-slide, the cancel is that at any point you can stand up. This is different from the current style in the game in that if you slide, you are locked into that animation for the next 3 seconds. If you're sliding into danger, you're just dead. This is different even from the old system, though, in that it's easier to pull off where you can slide and then just hit jump to stand back up. Slide canceling also will not recharge your tactical sprint. This is why you saw people slide canceling absolutely everywhere, because it would let you traverse the map further and faster. Now, there's no need to do that outside of maybe spamming it across a field to avoid getting headshot by those snipers we talked about earlier. But your tactical sprint, you running with your gun up in the air, will automatically recharge by itself, even while you're still running and sprinting. Another note for controller players, within controller gameplay, slide dive behavior, many of the players have switched to slide only, which means they're not going to dive, but it gives them a fast response on being able to slide. Number 9, gas masks are now manual. We've had a lot of complaints about how gas masks work, and they've had to make many changes, whether you're going in and out of the storm for parachutes, and we don't need to get into all that. From the event, we saw that when you find a gas mask, it will automatically put it on once you pick it up. And you'll see a slight silhouette on the edge of the screen, but it's very minor. That means you're not going to have a gas mask animation when entering or exiting the gas. And you can take it off as well, which will instantly store it in your bag and give you the animation of taking it off. Although this does take up a slot, at least from what we last saw. But I'd likely just recommend keeping it on because it also now counters gas grenades, which are massively annoying, but not too commonly ran as they are hard to pull off. Now, it's going to be even harder. Most people will have that mask. And finally, number 10, one of my favorite things saved for last, you now always have a pistol when traversing, meaning if you are in the water, if you're on a ladder, if you are ledge hanging, even if you brought 2 other guns that you have on, or you have none at all, you will pull out a magical pistol. That, of course, is just the basic starter pistol, but it is quite good and has a very fast rate of fire. Don't be shy on that trigger. This is going to have a lot of gameplay implications, but if you dive into the water and the other person doesn't even realize they have a pistol to use, pick up some free kills. Of course, this is still our classic Warzone that diverted a lot away with Warzone 2, but it is back, and with all of these changes, improvements, on top of so much more to explore and see with this massive new map, I can't wait to get in on it. My next commentary, I'm going to go through the overall basics strategy of the game, especially for newer players and those playing solo, although a lot of it applies to duos, trios, quads as well, to make yourself a better teammate, to find some better squads, which you can also do over on our Discord server, StoneMountain64. Links down below. I'm live over on Facebook every weekday, 10 a.m. Pacific, and I'm going to be playing a lot of this. And if you want even more gameplay, strategy, insight, Stone Mountain Plays, my second channel, has you covered. Different games over on Stone Mountain Beyond. With that, though, thanks so much for watching.